Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Red Dragon TV. And here we are with our very own world champion. It's Snakebite Peter Wright. Peter, first of all, congratulations on topping the Summer Series Order of Merit. A very good 5 days for yourself.
Well, sort of. Obviously, I wanted to go in and win more of them, but to get the last one's really good. That's about it, really. I should have the first one, but it's very tired that day. You know, it was the first time back after the break and everything, and then obviously waiting for everyone else's results to come through, and it got delayed and more delayed, and you know, I think the final was after 9 o'clock by the time it finished. So yeah, that was a long day.
What was it like being in that bubble for the first time? Because no one knew what to expect. What was that whole process like from when you arrived in Milton Keynes?
Obviously, it was a bit weird, but it's, you know, it had to be done. It's sensible, and to keep us all safe and, you know, and healthy. That's the main thing. You know, the hardest thing was really, you know, seeing KFC and McDonald's across the road, and you're not allowed any.
You're not allowed around the back of the hotel then.
And you weren't allowed to eat and drink 2 hours before as well. So it's not as if you could have went and got yourself KFC at McDonald's before you went in. So that, you know, that was an annoying bit. But apart from that, dealt with it okay. It's just, you know, just be sensible. And, you know, all the staff was amazing at the hotel. You know, they all wore the masks, and there was all please, thank yous and everything else. You know, they were fantastic.
Obviously, as well, I've been doing some research, and I had to pick Lee's brain because you've been pecking at his again. We're here with new darts, and
I just got them this morning.
Are they the drilled out ones that you wanted that he told me about?
Oh no, I've got a set of drilled out just to make them 20 grams. But no, we've been working on another idea to win something else later on in the year with maybe winning the worlds with them with a different dart.
So the ones you used on the final day, that you got to up to the semi-finals with them, and then realised I won't win on TV with them. I think that's what your wording was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, that sort of colour and everything. Yeah, and it's just with that weight and everything, and just the length of the point and so on. And obviously the stems and flights wasn't quite the setup wasn't quite right, but you know, I still got to the quarters with them.
Are we going to have the World Championship dart for the match play, or are we going to see something new?
No, we'll have the World Champion dart. Yeah, definitely.
And then tinkering time afterwards, is it?
Yes. Yeah. I don't even know. We don't even know what's next after that, do we? You know, Premier League's penciled in, and we don't know if that's definitely going ahead. So I had rumours that the first two is cancelled, and then there's rumours like maybe four on like at Milton Keynes day after day. So I don't know. It's all up in the air, isn't it, mate? So I don't know.
No, definitely. And we saw the glasses as well for the first time. Was that a tough decision to have to play in them for the first time?
Yeah, like Joe says, you don't need him. You can see, you know, gnats here and everything, and but no, I can't. It's, you know, I try to, you know, I've just tried to take them off there, and you're just a blur.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not a blur, Phil. I don't mean that. But you know, I can see, and I do need them. You know, I did try just sitting in the room and just like looking around, and then I just practicing on the third day without them on, and like a couple of minutes I'll be able to see clearly, and then it'll just go for 5-10 minutes, and it'll be clear. So it's definitely on the way out.
Do you prefer playing with them or without them? And what I mean by that is, when you get a break, will you look to get them lasered so you can play without the glasses again, or will you stick with the glasses?
I don't know. I don't know yet. To see if it gets any worse. If it gets any worse, then I inquire about laser and how much time you need to recover and stuff like that.
I'm guessing as well.
Sorry.
I
speak to William O'Connor.
Yeah.
I speak to William O'Connor because he had his done, and yeah, he said you don't want the one where they actually cut your carrots and then lift the lid up or something, and then the laser inside, and then put it all back there. And he said, but he turned around and said it took him about 6 months for his eyes actually to be perfect. You know, he thought he's had the operation and he's not got any results out of it. But it took him about 6 months. He said it's like looking in 4K everywhere. So
I'm guessing you haven't got 6 months in the calendar free to do that.
No.
Well, I'm guessing for you personally, the way you throw your dart, it's not such a big change because you bring it back slightly to there. I remember when Gary first changed his, where he brings it back right to the eye level. It's tougher for him, but with yours, it's not quite as bad, is it?
No. Sometimes I just bring it back and just like here and then release here sometimes, and sometimes it's here. My throw's never the same all the time, so that's why I'll never ever be any good.
I think you've done all right, champ. You spoke about Joe there as well, saying that you don't need them. How is Joe? Obviously, we know she had a very serious operation. It's been a tough time for you to get ready for darts and looking after Joe. We've seen on her Facebook that you've busy around the house cooking for her.
Yeah.
Has it been a difficult time for you and the family?
Yeah, it's a difficult time for all of us. Obviously, you know, the last thing we wanted is Joe to have the operation, and it didn't work out properly. You know, she's ended up in more pain than she's been in before. But you know, surgeons and everyone's saying just you know, take these tablets, keep on taking tablets, and give it time, and it might go away. Fingers crossed.
Is she going to be able to come to the match play with you, or is she going to be staying at home?
She's going to come to the match play, but we've asked Graham and Matt to ask about if Paul can come as well, just in case there's anything wrong. You know, I know the rules only one person, but I've asked if Paul could be there as well. So you know, so Joe hasn't got to come down and sit in the practice room with me 3.5 hours. Because the worst thing to do is going to be sitting in the chair for 3.5 hours for her, isn't it? So at least Paul will be able to come down and really look after me, and then he can go up and get Joe, and my time to play is close.
I'm pleased that obviously she'll be able to come with you, because I remember there was times last year when she wasn't with you, you weren't quite the same player, were you? Because obviously you're a very close-knit family and Joe comes everywhere with you, and when she's not there, you're not quite the same player.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not nice, especially when she's there, you know, all the time. And yeah, I missed her this week, you know, when we were playing. It's good. It was good to be back home, see her, and yeah, she's going to be here for the match play, and we'll get some hair done.
Looking forward to the match play as well. You've been handed a very tough first round tie, arguably one of the toughest that you could have got out of the 16 Pro Tour qualifiers. What's your thoughts on your game with Jose de Sousa?
Obviously, he's a fantastic player. You know what he's done in the past since he's come to the PDC. He was good in the BDO and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'd rather a tough game. I know I'm going to have to go up there and average 110 to get rid of him, and that's a good thing. It's like my second round game. Whoever wins out of Glenn and Jeffrey, you know, I'm going to have to average over 110 again, which is really good. It's made me focus, not restrict to anyone else in the tournament. You could have a lesser, not so hard game, you know. Like obviously Gary's got Justin Pipe. Justin, we don't know because of his injury and whatever. Yep. If his arm's healed by then, or it's not, he's not going to be 100%, is he? You know, so you know, a game like that, I don't think it's focus as with Jose. You know, it's yeah, you know, it's good for me that I've got a really hard player in the first round.
You touching on that? Do you prefer that because it almost sets you up for the rest of the tournament, knowing that you've come for a real tough one in round one and your game's in a good place?
Yeah, obviously, you want to, happened in the Worlds. I had a tough first round game. People didn't see on paper it was going to be a tough game, but yeah, that was, that set me up for the rest of the tournament, and hopefully we'll do the same.
Obviously, you know who you've got potentially. Do you look at your route all the way to the final in draws?
Yeah, I don't always, no, but some of the TV ones, obviously I do, because I have to figure out what sort of trousers to wear against the potential player I'm going to play.
Yeah.
Like certain players, I'll save a pair of trousers for. So I've got the trousers planned out, and I've got my trousers for the final, and I've got the trousers for semis and stuff like that. So.
And do you think, having already been to Milton Keynes recently, knowing what the setup's going to be like will benefit you in the match play? Because if you'd have gone there not knowing, is it a little bit daunting? But the fact you know everything, is that a good thing?
That is a good thing. Obviously, travelling down to Milton Keynes, and the first one, it was like your head's going, what's it going to be? Will you be allowed here, there, or whatever? What's all the rules? How strict are they, and stuff like that? Yeah, so it's good. The only thing that's going to be obviously different is the crowd noise and stuff like that being played in the background, which is a really good idea, I think, because obviously it's going to be so quiet in there, and everything's going to echo. Obviously we had little problems with like the chairs screeching across the floor when players sat or got up. It doesn't matter if you got up slowly or quickly, it still went. And when later on in the tournament, when you're trying to play, you hear all that noise. But I'm sure the guys and all the crew will deal with that and put bits of carpet down, or even cut out the carpet and stick it on the bottom of the chairs.
You must have read my mind, because I was going to talk about the noise being piped into the arena, and also the screens with the fans on, so the fans can have a watch along at home, which the PDC are doing, which I think is a great idea. If you take out a big shot, will you turn around and give it one for the fans that are watching on the screens?
Of course, they're the guys that are tuning in, and they're the fans, your fans. So obviously, I don't know, it's just like if you're playing Gezi, is he going to give it that big roar when he takes out a shot or stuff like that, or with the 180s? We don't know. It's going to be. Personally, I think myself, as soon as I get up on that stage, because we're going to have all the same lighting as we would in a normal TV tournament. So I'm just going to put myself in that square bubble, rectangle bubble there, and then just with the lights and the cameras and everything moving as it normally do, and stuff like that, then it's just going to be normal for me in my head.
Do you think, obviously, the UK Open in 2018, where it was behind closed doors, was done at such short notice because of the weather circumstances, where this one, PDC, have had more time to plan and prep? Do you think it will feel more like a proper tournament than perhaps that UK Open did then?
But the UK Open, that was, I can't play in the cold. When you got Mickey Mantle wearing a woolly hat and a body warmer, that was stuff like that. It's difficult when you can't feel your fingers and stuff like that. Or you can't feel your dart and you're just slippery and stuff like that. So it's going to be totally different, because the weather looks like it's starting to warm up, so it's going to be hot in there. Obviously not as hot as would be at Blackpool, with all the fans in the room as well. So it's going to be it'll be all right. Yeah.
Last one, because I can see the picture behind you, obviously, of you and Gary. The news, you must be over the moon that you're going to get the chance to defend your World Cup later on in the year as well, because last time we spoke, we didn't have a date or anything, but since we're going to Austria for the World Cup, so you must be over the moon to represent Scotland and defend that title with Gary. That'd be fantastic. Obviously, is it going to be before the Grand Slam or not? I believe it's just before the Grand Slam. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, obviously, the people who are not in a Grand Slam, you know, because the positions they can get, like William McConnell and Steve got into the Grand Slam. You know, that's, you know, whoever, there might be a surprise team that get to the final and play us and lose. But they get their Grand Slam spots. So maybe.
Well, I think obviously the PDC are waiting till they know there's more of a schedule before they announce the qualifying criteria. I'm led to believe, but it's all good. Peter, we'll let you get back to your practice routine and looking after Joe for the World Matchplay, mate. Thank you very much for joining us here at Red Dragon, as always, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Phil. Take care. Stay safe.